Bear with me a moment as we test to see if we are live. Gotta check the YouTube. You know how it is. Are we? Are we? Yep, we are. Okay, sweet. We are live. Savage Squishy 86, and we are back with a continuing live stream playthrough of Resident Evil Code Veronica-X. I took the liberty of running back the game off stream and getting the assault rifle, the AK, that essentially is available when you get to the Antarctic base. You pretty much can find it in the room where we find the mining room key to pretty much get our navigation and exploration of the Antarctic base with Claire. So because I forgot it, I decided to run it back a little bit, and I actually managed to locate it. I will show you where you do get the AK, and then basically go from there in that capacity, especially with going forward with the playthrough. So, but when we last left off, Claire and Steve, unfortunately, were captured by Alexia, who actually is genuinely real after all, much to the surprise of Claire and, well, unknowingly, but surprised nonetheless later on. Alexia having come to from a medical tube that was seemingly brought to life after Alfred's, briefly before Alfred's demise, suffering gunfire at the hands of Steve Burnside upon his attempt to shoot Claire. They essentially were able to escape after a brief engagement with Alfred and Alexia's father, Alexander, known as Nosferatu, and essentially were able to get away. However, with Alexia's apparently got now a tentacle of some sort, was able to knock their snowcat off the track, and their fate is unknown. However, during the events of the Antarctic facility, Chris Redfield managed to find his way to Rockfort Island, um, effectively being able to gain entry to the island, but losing his shit in the process. Go figure. So where we're going to leave off at that point is basically taking over as Chris Redfield. So let's get right into it. So right away, we'll go ahead and check our inventory, and we pretty much have emphasis of a combat knife that we know Chris is known for, as well as a handgun, a Glock 17. He comes equipped, excuse me, 30 rounds and a first aid spray by default. So we pretty much have that pretty much well in hand. So we're immediately going to grab this herb here by the entry point. We obviously had an encounter in the cutscene that caused the cave-in to happen, enabling, not allowing Chris to pretty much go beyond. So we pretty much already know this is going to be the gulp worm. So what damage we did to the gulp worm, we're going to finish the gulp worm with Chris. Claire messed it up pretty good, but in this instance, we're going to have the privilege of finishing him off. So go ahead and grip your handgun and go around the corner, and you will find Rodrigo and what looks to be some sort of an underground mausoleum.
I didn't expect to find another living person left on this island. Who are you?
I came here looking for a certain girl.
A girl?
Have you seen anyone named Claire Redfield?
Did you just say Claire?
You know who she is, don't you?
Don't worry about her. I helped her escape. Several planes took off from this island not long ago. While I can't say for certain, she was probably on one of them.
I see. I guess my sister owes you. Thanks for helping me.
Everyone's gone. I may be the only other person left. Go on. Follow your sister and get off this island.
pretty much is a foregone conclusion that Rodrigo has been devoured by the gulp worm. So serenely, Chris is trying to rescue him. So here we have a statue, though. Before we get into that, we're going to find dedicate a light on my right hand, and it seems that I can put the stone lid down. Put the stone lid down. Yes. And inside, we'll find submachine guns applicable to what Steve was using. So Chris will get his hands on them, but we need to get a lighter to use them. So head around the corner, and you will find some bowgun bolts and some aimers. So head into the trunk, and as you can see, with my run back, I did a lot better. I actually saved some extra bowgun ammo. As you can see, I have the AK, the assault rifle, and I have a slew of healing items. So I have a lot of comfort to fall back on with the fact of this practice play. I am a terrible perfectionist, so for me, it's really kind of pivotal to basically do it right the first time. But essentially, as I do it over and over again, I seem to do better and better at it. So, I mean, it's kind of a modest blessing, if you will. So, but we're gonna go ahead and get our weapons. You pretty much have access to all of Claire's materials. So essentially, when you finish the fight with when you finish your playthrough with Claire, at least in that sectional, you're really gonna want to leave as much of the resources behind because Chris can make good use of for all intents and purposes. So, but we're gonna take the AK, and we're probably gonna take maybe two green herbs, and we're gonna get right into it. Let's go ahead and save it so that we get a little ahead of ourselves. Because we did good with that. Then once you're ready, head on through the door and we'll have a fight with the gulp worm. You'll immediately see a green and blue herb at the front. Try to run in a zigzag pattern if you can, as it makes it harder for the gulp worm to really kind of get a targeting. Oh. You will particularly get knocked on your ass if you're not careful, but it's very hard to predict exactly where the gulp worm will be. It's really kind of guesswork, but I mean, the best thing I can recommend is just like running in a circle. Periodically, the gulp worm will knock rocks down from the ceiling, which will cause, like, some of them to hit you if you're not careful. If you do take a little damage, be sure to heal yourself a little bit before you get too much damage. You'll actually get potentially killed by the gulp worm. And that will be it.
Hold on! Don't give up!
Looks like I can meet my family again. Here. Take this.
What?
She gave this to me as a token of thanks for saving her. I won't need it anymore. Take it.
And we will get the lighter back that we gave to Rodrigo earlier. So, blessings for good, thank goodness for small favors. So once we have concluded that, we're gonna go ahead and grab the green herb and grab the blue. You'll have about 69% of the ammo inside the cart. So for right now, we'll probably stash that. But head inside here back the way you came, and we're gonna go ahead and drop off the big double, triple green herb. Take out the green and blue herb. And then mix the green and red with the blue herb, so you got a triple mix herb. And then go ahead and take out the green herb and just mix it. And then head over here and use the lighter to light the torch. That will lower the grate and enable us to get the submachine guns. And then we're going to go ahead and drop them in the stash. And I think that will pretty much cover it, at least for now. So, but for the sake of it, we'll drop off the knife as well. We'll drop off the AR as well, because we don't really need that much heavy firepower as of yet. So, once you get yourself situated there, head on through the doors and back into the cave. Now, once you search around here, you'll see there is pretty much handgun ammo as well, and also bowgun bolts. I should have grabbed them before I left the area, but what are you gonna do? So, once we have that, go ahead and take the elevator here. It's the only room that's the only other door there is going up. So right away, you'll immediately have some zombies in here. Chris has a much more effective measure of using the knife, but still, I like to soften them up at least enough to where we can actually do some damage. But if ultimately we can save some bullets by using the knife, I will absolutely do that. Fucker. As you can see, he does have a much more significant reach. Pretty much goes without saying that you cannot access this door. Pretty much after the self-destruct sequence was going down, there's a significant number of areas that essentially will be inaccessible to you now. How much of that is attributary to the damage of the bombs or the overall just chaos that it created is up for debate. But instead of not being able to go that way, take quick note of the elevator over here, which is going to need a battery to access it. This will get us to the second floor. Something that otherwise Claire wouldn't have seen. But instead we're going to head out the double doors here. And this will take us out into the courtyard area with the tank. Over here, you'll see that the crates have essentially fallen over, blocking off access to the courtyard leading to the training facility. But if we go around here and hit the switch here that we saw Ashford use, the tank will essentially activate and move forward. And it will allow us to gain access to the hidden elevator that he took to get to the underground area. Before we do that, though, be very mindful to look very carefully. As you can see here, just out of camera shots, cleverly hidden behind the tank is some more handgun bullets. So go ahead and descend down into the elevator now. Over here in the corner, you'll see a manhole. We can't access it quite just yet. But over here, you'll find some shotgun shells. And also a blue and green herb. Take them both. And then head into the room for left. In here, you'll find another safe room with a few nice little goodies in the form of acid shells inside the closet, some handgun bullets and shotgun shells on the desk, and also ink ribbons and another green herb. So we'll take out another green and red herb here if we have one. I don't think we do. Nope. So we'll just go ahead and we'll mix the blue and green herb and we'll put it away. Because essentially we'll probably find a red herb at some point. Drop off the bowgun bolts and the shotgun shells. Drop off the knife too for right now. And we're gonna go ahead and take the assault rifle. Actually, let's take the M100s because we haven't really used them very much. It definitely would be a blessing, but we definitely want them because we'll have a new another threat that we'll have to contend with. Nothing immediate, not a boss fight or anything, but just something a snake that we will a spider, not a snake, a spider. Sorry, my brain was thinking somewhere else, another game. So once we get that, go ahead and drop off the ink ribbons and the acid shells, for that matter. Oh, and then over here, there's a nice little puzzle. There's a little thing in here that will enable you to get the multiplayer extreme battle mode. But to basically do it, we need to open drawers. Now, how this puzzle works is you need to open it in accordance with the painting here on the wall. So I'll explain this. So lava burns the forest. So we have red. Flows to the sea, blue. Forms the earth, green. So we basically need to do it in that order. So we're going to open the drawers in that order. We're going to do red, blue, green, bronze. No, actually, probably not right. Let me try that again. Let's try that again. Lava, green, and then to the sea, right? There we go. We got a winner. So open the bronze one, and inside you will find a gold Luger. Now, this is a Luger replica. This is part of the extreme battle mode. So you essentially want to just get this, put it in your storage, and then you can play the extreme battle mode when you complete the game, which is kind of like multiplayer. Well, not multiplayer, but like Mercenaries mode from Resident Evil 3. Except you play as Claire, Chris, Wesker, Steve, in various formats. Third-person and first-person view for you first-person view lovers out there. So once we get that pretty much taken care of, we're going to basically take ourselves outside the room, equip the M100Ps, and we're going to go ahead and head to the left, which is slightly down the hallway that we didn't explore. On the floor in front of this door, which we know leads to a hangar, we will find a battery. This will be available for the elevator. But upon returning, a spider enemy will appear and attempt to attack us. Now, there's going to be another spider. We're going to get rid of him next. Just wait for the opportune moment to get an attack. Definitely want to get on his rear. Try to keep him in camera shot. And that'll take care of the spider. And you got 8 shots left in it, so we've effectively almost used that up. But it's not terrible. Don't sweat it, because eventually these things do run out of ammo. So better to use it for the most applicable choices of enemies. So I might use it up and just get rid of it. So once you get back to the room with the elevator, we're going to head over here and just use the battery and board it. The elevator will lower, so you're going to get up and basically just get on it and ride the lift to the top. That will take you to this floor section that essentially is broken in the middle and collapsed. You're going to go right, but before you do that, go left. Grab the chemistry storage key, and then read the file. It's going to be a report on enhanced anti-decay alloy. Although we plan to utilize the enhanced anti-decay alloy called deployed to create the storage capsule of the new BOW, we have had to cancel the plan. This is primarily based upon the fact that despite its excellent resistance to all kinds of liquid, including strong acid, it easily dissolves when soaked with mixtures of 2 chemicals, Clement A and Clement E. I'm just gonna call it like it is. I know I didn't do chemistry class, so yeah, don't crucify me. Due to the lethal nature of the new BOW, we cannot be too careful in choosing the material for their storage capsule. We have instead decided to use deployed to create the plate portion of the Eagle plate, which shines in indigo blue. Clement information: the A-type is used for a gun maintenance and possesses no conspicuous characteristics. However, the E-type will change its color to blue at a certain temperature. It is an odd coincidence that the temperature is exactly the same as the date of completion of this training facility. So that is a clue to the puzzle. It is obviously going to be a temperature-related puzzle, so you want to look for the date, and I think we'll find that on the model, if you remember the model of the prison, or the training facility, if you will. And I think we'll find that somewhere else, where we found the gold key with Claire. Based upon our analysis of the E type, we believe that Clement possesses more features. As new information is learned, we will update this file. So, once we have that, we're going to head through this door here. And heading to the left, you'll have a cutscene.
Who is that?
The king was loved, but the queen was feared.
Alexia? No! She's already fully awake.
Chris, oh little fishy, come see my hook. Chris, I'm sending some company to keep you entertained. Consider this a small welcoming gift from me. Enjoy.
So obviously Wesker is still present at the training facility or prison. We obviously know that location is actually the hangar bay where the plane was deployed. But we're going to have to deal with him and apparently hunters now, which will be alerted to your presence if you're caught in one of those cameras with the white light. We won't have to really worry about them too much, at least for now, but we will eventually have to deal with them. So, where do we go now? Well, the first and foremost thing we're going to do is we're going to head out through this double doors, the single door here. This is obviously going to be the courtyard overlooking where Claire was sniped at by Outbreak. But as we can see, it has been destroyed, and we need that blue emblem. However, that emblem will essentially fall into the water and into the flooded area below. That lightning sound we hear is actually going to be the albinoid that we read a file on that escaped from the biohazard room with Claire. The tiny little slug thing, essentially the salamander. So we're going to need to worry about that one because now it's been 10 hours, so it's grown to an adult size. So that will be a threat we'll have to deal with. Some zombies will have explosives strapped to them, so you want to be careful when you get too close to them because they will have explosives strapped to the back, and that will basically be a cheap little trick that Wesker will have employed. So once inside here, we obviously can see that this is the biohazard room. This is essentially where the albinoid was, and where that first band snatcher killed the researcher inside this lab here. This lab is essentially sealed off and broken, so we can't access the room. That is pretty evident. So, with the destruction of the building and this wall being destroyed, we now have access to the training facility, which is, pretty good. But on the shelf, on the table over here, we will have a side pack. Go ahead and grab it. And now you can equip up to 10 items on your person. So once we have dispatched the zombies, including the one with the bomb on his back, we're going to head out of this room. Now, this door here, we cannot access because it has a doorknob missing. We need to find a doorknob for it. So we're going to leave that for now, and we're going to head down the stairs here. Pretty much it goes without saying that we can't really access this area here because this has essentially been sealed off as well. So we're going to have to double back and find another route. Trying to think where... I believe there is a doorknob somewhere. There's a doorknob somewhere, I just gotta find it. I'm not sure exactly where it would be. I think we have to go back the way we came. So we're gonna double back a little bit. Now outside here, we're gonna head down the stairs. And obviously we can't go across here because it has pretty much been broken and collapsed. So we're gonna head up the stairs and back into the control room. Once inside the control room, we're gonna take the elevator down, I believe, to the basement floor. Now, upon entering this area, you will notice that the stairs have essentially been lowered to this area. So we're going to head down the stairs to this new and otherwise unseen area that we didn't have access to with Claire. Grab the handgun bullets off the floor. Grab the ink ribbon off the floor. Grab the flame shells off the shelf. And then finally grab the shotgun, a Spaz 12, my favorite, off of the wall. While lifting that will essentially raise the stairs, so we won't be able to go back up without putting the shotgun down. But for right now, we're going to take the shotgun with us because we're going to put it to work. A zombie will essentially be very much getting up here. Obviously, we can't pick up the red herbs, so we need to drop off some stuff. But luckily for us, we got a ladder here. Take the ladder up. And it will take you to that very manhole cover that we couldn't access earlier, if you recall it. And we have immediate access to the save room here on the basement level. Or, I should say, sub-basement level. So, immediately head over, and we're going to drop off a few things. First and foremost, we're going to drop off the M100Ps. We're going to drop off the ink ribbons. The flame shells. And the bowgun ammo. Just for the sake of it, we're going to go ahead and take the shotgun shells with us as well. But take the key as well. And take the blue and green herb. And head back the way you came. Take the manhole back down and make your way, grab those red herbs. I'm not really sure if there is anything worth grabbing in the water area. I don't think so. An unidentified monster came out through this. So this is essentially where the albinoid actually breached. If you recall correctly, after Claire got the painting, you had one albinoid baby that managed to escape to the ventilation duct. Essentially, it made its way down here into the sub-level of the sewer. Through, and this is where it breached through. So this is essentially where it came through and made its way to the underwater area. Basically, with where at the training facility's bath, and that is essentially where we'll find it. So once you get through that, head on through the door, and then head into this vial room, and in here you will find a number of things, a number of details of the various biological devices that are such as here. In the corner you'll find a green herb, grab that, and then mix that with the red herb to preserve space for your inventory. And then head up the stairs, and right away, over here, you will notice something very familiar. This is the area where the T-78 Tyrant was deployed by Alfred. So, here it seems to be a control panel for the capsule. Press the switch. And once you get the switch, you will see you get a 50% magazine for your assault rifle. So go ahead and grab that. A healthy little extra ammo if you run out of ammo with the AR. And then we're going to head on through the double doors here. And this is probably going to get a little dicey because this is where we're going to encounter our first encounter with the hunters. So, take a quick moment to assess your surroundings and get yourself acclimated. We're going to use our shotgun for this job, so just be ready for that. Over here, you will find a item on the floor. This is going to be a doorknob. So once you grab this, one of those little robot cameras will essentially spot you. And this is essentially how the overall scope of the mechanic will involve that. So once you pick that up, you'll have a cutscene of the camera finding Chris. And then at which point, hunters will show up. You will have two hunters immediately engaging you from two different directions. So you're going to have your shotgun ready and ready for the fight. It takes about 2 or 3 shots to drop a hunter, so just have yourself ready for it. You want to be careful because these guys can kill you very easily. Even on caution, they can give you an instantaneous lethal kill like that. As you can see, he almost tried to do it. So, but luckily for us, we stopped him before he could. The control panel for the turntable, there is a keyhole, so we need to find a turntable key for that to work. Once we get that piece of work done, though, we're going to head into this lab over here. If you recall, this was essentially the lab that was actually inaccessible to Claire, because it looked like it was potentially where the virus had leaked. Right away, over here, you'll find it has been badly broken. Pay very careful attention because we will have a new threat in the form of a hunter called the Seeker. Now, the difference between the Seeker and the hunter is the Seeker is a little bit more dangerous. Why? Because it has poison-tipped claws. So there's a potential risk factor that you will potentially be poisoned. Seekers, in my opinion, are far more worse to deal with than hunters because they do existing damage on top. It's already pretty much it's pretty much clear that a hunter is relatively dangerous as it is. But what makes the Seeker worse is the fact that it does stacking damage with the poison effect. So it can kill you even far easier method to the hunter. So we're definitely going to need to be very careful with this. So grab the shotgun shells from the table, grab the handgun bullets from the table. And then over here, we're going to have a blue herb and a green herb. We're not going to really take these quite just yet. We are going to use the key though. We don't know the temperature yet, so we're not going to mess with it. We're not going to mess with the temperature. So we're going to make our way out. We'll come back later. So just, take your leave, and we'll come back here a little bit later. We essentially need to figure out the date for the facility's construction. So to do that, we need to get to the model room. The door essentially is blocked, so we can't gain access to that particular area of the facility. So we're gonna head back to the double doors. Now, obviously, we are a little hurt, but we're going to drop off a few things. Let's go drop off our shotgun shells. And we're going to drop off our shotgun on the rack because we're going to need to go up and use the elevator. So that's essentially going to be our next stopping point. Well, as you can see, the camera systems are essentially exploring and searching for us now. So we want to avoid the light at all possible. So that is essentially going to be, if we do get caught in the camera's lens, the hunters will appear and attack us. So try to avoid the cameras as much as possible. So we're going to drop off the magazine. We're going to drop off the shotgun shells. We're going to take out the green herb too, just for the sake of having it to heal ourselves in the event we do need it. Oh, okay, that didn't do enough, so looks like we're gonna have to use those double green herbs. I don't want to really leave myself to caution effect, because if I do get into trouble, I don't want to risk getting killed by the hunter. So let's go ahead and just take precautionaries in that sense. We're gonna go ahead and take. In the event I do get caught up in the shit, though, we're gonna definitely have some protection. So let's take the grenade launcher with us, and we'll go from there. So, matter of fact, let's save. Let's save, just to be safe. I don't like fucking around with hunters. Hunters make me nervous. The only thing that makes me more nervous than a hunter is some of the more ladder enemies that we encounter in later games. You'll see them when I play other titles like Resident Evil 4 or 5. They're all pretty stressful. But hunters, for me, in the OG sense of the games, the hunters are always the most stressful. So, ooh, yikes! So as soon as you come out, you're gonna just be very careful moving, making your way. Wait for the camera to basically close its lens, and then basically move around it. And this will prevent you from getting detected. If you are detected, be ready for a fight, because they'll appear probably within less than 5 seconds. So, go ahead and put the shotgun down on the wall, and the steps will lower. We're going to take them back up. Now, we obviously cannot go this way. The reason why is because the fan has essentially stopped, and I will show you, in fact, why not. Fuck it. Might as well have fun with it. So, the fan essentially has stopped running, and the poison has essentially flooded the area. So in order for us to get the fan working, we have to get around. But unfortunately, the courtyard where the blue emblem was, that's collapsed. We can't get to the ladder. So we need to find a way to work around and get to it. So we're going to double back and head for the elevator and head to the first floor and go to the model room and get that temperature readout from the date of the facility's completion. So head to the first floor. Very careful. You want to time your movement. That's a little dangerous because it's basically sweeping back and forth, and you don't really have a lot of time to maneuver. Inside here, you'll find the ink ribbons, as well as the typewriter. So we'll go ahead and take that. Finally. And then over here, we're going to have the opportunity to push this statue back. The memorial plate, there is something written on it, dedicated to the training facility's completion, December 8th. So 12/8. 12/8. So once we have that, we're going to go ahead and see here. Can't really push this back here, so we obviously know that that is pretty much a foregone conclusion, but this model actually pushes back. There's actually a hidden ladder underneath that we can get to. We'll get to that later. but for right now, we have what we need. So we're going to make our way back out of the room and make our way back to the aims of getting to that other area. That was a very close call. I thought I was going to get detected, but thankfully I wasn't. So head back to the elevator, and we're going to go right back down to the basement 1 floor. Actually, no, correction. Go to the 2nd floor. Go to the 2nd floor. We're going to use this doorknob to get it out of our inventory. So once you pretty much have navigated past those 2 zombies, make your way back out to the secondary courtyard, and then head across. Now here you will also encounter cameras as well, so just be ready for them. No fast movements unless you absolutely need to, unless guaranteed you can avoid the camera's lens. So there we have escaped that camera, and we're going to head out into this hallway now, to that door without the doorknob. Once you're here, use the doorknob. Oh, you basically just check the door and you can put the knob on. You get so used to the menu where it tells you to use the items in the menu versus just the game in active game world. So once you come out here on the 2nd floor balcony, head over to your left and you'll find a tank. This is going to be for the diorama model that we just went to. And then, over here, on the just out of sight with the column, grab the handgun bullets off the floor. And this is pretty much where Claire and Steve collapse through the floor. So, once you get through there, we're going to head back into the other direction of the area. We're going to wait for the opportune moment for this son of a bitch to move. He's obviously going to take his turn going back and forth. Oh, shit. Okay, so we got trouble. Have your grenade launcher ready. But luckily for us, we stopped him cold. So, but that's why I took the grenade launcher. I really think the grenade launcher is the superior weapon, especially against hunters and band snatchers, because if you get close proximity shots, you can kill them so fucking easy, and it is such a blessing. So, I can't really stress that enough. You know, it's kind of a huge boon to have that privilege available when you have it, in the moment you have it. So now, obviously, that we know pretty much where, you know, that particular... Oh, we were supposed to go to the 1st floor. Eesh. Whoops. But that's okay. We don't really need to go to the 1st floor yet. We want to get... Whether we go to the 1st floor or we go to the lab to get that chemical, we're gonna do something either way. So go ahead and head to the area with the lab. Grab the shotgun off the wall. And then head on through the other area of the lab. Then head up the stairs. And then back through the double doors, where we encountered the hunters for the first time. And now we're gonna head for the chemical. We're gonna get that chemical. We now obviously know the date, 12/8. So 128 is essentially the code we're gonna need for the temperature adjusted. So before you do grab that though, grab the blue and the green herb here, or in this case the red herb and the blue herb. So hopefully we don't get fucking poisoned, but we'll be ready for it all the same. Head over here and examine the chemical. So 1, 2, 8, and then use it. And that will change the temperature of the chemical to a blue, like the blue metal, halberd metal. So we have Clement B. So now that we have that, we will encounter the Seeker. What a blessing to have the grenade launcher. So you can pretty much tell, like from the look of it, it's essentially like a purple and reddish color. So it has the aesthetics of clearly not being a hunter, but you can easily distinguish them apart. Purple and blue, poison. Excuse me, pink, purple, red, they're poison. Green, it's just a general lethal fucking hunter. So pretty straightforward. Bang. So we'll now head out and make our way back to the underground area. So make your way back around. So we're going to make a quick stop over at the storage room, and we're going to grab our flame shells. We're going to grab our acid shells, because we're going to need them for the fight to come. That is going to be a little tricky. It's going to be with the albinoid. So we need to get ourselves there and essentially take on the albinoid. So once you get around the camera systems, go ahead and make your way in storage room to get those necessary materials. So we're going to put away the ink ribbons yet again. We're going to make the model, and we're going to definitely take... Put away the blue and red herbs, and also the Clement. You're not going to need that either, so just go ahead and drop all of that off. You will need some healing items though for this fight in the event you do get kind of screwed up. Oh, there's actually a blue and red herb right there. Awesome. Green and red herb right there. So take out the blue herb, mix it. I'm OCD about this shit, so, you know, if it annoys you, you know, don't pay mind to it. It's just creature of habit. So, grab the green herbs. I'm trying to avoid using first aid sprays because it gives you a negative rating, but, you know, again, OCD. Grenade launcher. Where are you? I just had you. There it is. Flame shells. And probably... yeah, take the acid shells. Green herb, and take the shotgun, because we're going to need to use that to gain access to the elevator to get to the first floor of the training facility. And take the shotgun shells with you, because we're going to need to grab shotgun shells anyway. And the... yeah, can. There you go. So, we pretty much got everything we need. I probably will leave the handgun bullets behind, though, because I want to take some ink ribbons with me. Save my game at the very location, so I don't have to really stress about the implications of, you know, saving it here and then, God forbid, dying and I have to run all the way back through the bitch for that. It's pretty easy to avoid the cameras if you can figure out the pattern. Only certain spots are tricky because of the cameras, the fixed camera angle. So, once you get down here, run around, climb up, and then use the shotgun and then head up the steps, make your way to the first floor, just outside the room with the model of the prison and training facility. So that's going to be on the first floor. Alright, we avoided it. Now, once you enter the room, we're going to go ahead and use the tank on the model. By putting that there, that will essentially move this to the side. Oh, actually, we don't... Okay, I take that back. Okay, we didn't need to bring all that shit, so... Whoops. But what we do have here is a few things here. We have a key for the turntable. Now I remember. Okay, we got to go to the airport to get the materials. So, yeah, I didn't need to bring all this shit. What a fuck up. Anyway, you learn, you learn. You live and you learn. It's kind of vague, but it's coming back to me, at least somewhat. There's also a file. Go ahead and read the file. Secret passage note. The underground passage which leads to the mansion where Alexia and I live has been badly damaged. Although I can never allow the unwashed to see Alexia, I cannot go on using the underground waterway that those local people made either. Oh yes, I think I'll have those prisoners build a bridge. It must be a gorgeous bridge that befits the perfection that is Alexia. Of course, I must kill everyone who's involved in the construction of the bridge after it is done, so that no one will know about the existence of our mansion. But that is okay, as I have no problem with executing such matters. Once the bridge is completed, I'll seal the mansion entrance door at the end of the underground waterway. The entrance of the waterway is locked by the diorama trick, ensuring the secrecy of our mansion. So, something is written beside the hole. Lead 3 armies here, and the pass will open. What does that look like to you? Like the proofs we had to use to get the airport? So we're gonna have to go there to get the proofs to get this thing open. So, let's go ahead and save our game. I'm making a habit of saving often a little bit now because I don't want to fuck up, get killed, and then I gotta run the whole thing back. That's a waste of precious stream time. And I don't want to waste it. So once we have that, we're gonna run out of here. You'll see that the camera is essentially gone now, so we don't have to worry about it. So once we have that pretty much sorted, we're going to need to get to the airport. So to get there, we're going to need to get to the basement 1 floor. And we're going to need to use the turntable key. Now, if you don't remember where the turntable is, that's essentially where we encountered the hunters for the first time. Again, so we're going to be taking a visit to that area quite a couple number of times. So we're going to head down there. And we're going to take our shotgun again. I'm going to go ahead and go back and drop all this shit off, because we don't really need it now, much to my stupidity. But, you know, you haven't played a game for a long time, and there's certain details that escape you, and you kind of like, you're kicking yourself because, like, oh, damn, I forgot. I thought that was what I had to do. No, I was wrong. I thought I was going to go fight the albinoid right away, but apparently that wasn't the case. The cameras here are essentially gone as well, so the cameras essentially have moved on from the area, but I think that's because we have a cutscene coming up with Wesker, so we're gonna have that happen here pretty soon. So I'll drop off all that stuff, drop off the flame shells, drop off the acid shells, drop off the ink ribbons. Actually, we could probably save the ink. We could probably grab the ink ribbons right now. Let me think. Drop off the healing item, that's for sure. And yeah, we'll keep the grenade launcher. No, actually, no, we won't keep the grenade launcher because we're kind of going to be overpowering with our choice of weaponry. So we're just gonna take our leave with the necessities of whatever we can get. So go ahead and save your game again. And drop off your ink ribbons. And let's get upstairs. Well, not upstairs, but you know what I mean. Head back to the lab area.
Long time no see, Chris.
Wesker? He's still alive? What are you doing here?
I came for Alexia.
Who?
An organization hired me to capture her.
Wait, you attacked the island. And my sister.
Such a villain laugh.
You have no idea how much I hate you. You destroyed my plans. So now I've sold my soul to a new organization. Now, die.
Ooh.
Here's a little secret, Chris. I figured out that your sister is now in the Antarctic with Alexia. It's too bad you won't be seeing her again.
Alexia?
Band snatcher. So once you get close enough, you want to switch to your shotgun and fire. And that will basically be just enough to put him down. And then you want to pursue, not pursue, obviously Wesker went out this way too, but this is where you want to go. Then upon entering the area, you're going to want to go ahead and use the turntable key. And this will enable us to get the elevator moving. Now, upon using the turntable key, you're going to notice something up on top here. You're going to have gunpowder for the bow gun. So we're going to get that by jumping over the box here, jumping down, turning around, and then pushing the box over. Where that is going to be it's important you collect these because these are going to help you at the very end of the game. Very important you get these. Do not forget them, and do not, for the life of God, do not use them. If you use them up, you're gonna have a harder fight at the end of the game. This will save you time and trouble in the highest degree. So upon entering this area, you will immediately see that this room is pretty much fucked. So we're gonna head into the office though. Upon entering the office, blow off the zombie's head. Rare instance where you're gonna enjoy some headshot action. But I mean, you could always use the shotgun. I like using it for the sake that it's available, for the sense of it, basically. You know, we have the millions of measures of it. Another zombie is around the corner, so we're gonna wait for him to come around. Reload your handgun, get your shotgun ready. Come on, Chief. Bye. Splat. So once you get out here, you're gonna have access to this collapsed hallway that essentially is now open to us. So, oh, before you do anything else, I'm sure, okay, we did grab the shotgun shells, so that's good. Just making sure I did that. I didn't want to leave anything. Once you do that, we're going to head out here and basically make our way out and around. Now we can gain access to the system to get it pumping the air appropriately. Fucker. What an asshole. Can't even see. Very good. So once you get out here, you're going to climb down the ladder. And once you're here, you're going to have the ventilation system that has been turned off, the breaker for the ventilation device. Raise the lever and then it'll reactivate the breaker and get the ventilation system pumping and getting rid of that poison fumes, those poisonous gases. Jesus, 3 shots for the shotgun and you still don't go down? So after that, we're going to head on through the doors over here, and you're going to have yourself ready, because you're going to have some hunters probably rush you. So just be ready if they do. And that'll be it. Once you do that, you're going to head across the way into this room. This is essentially where Claire found her acid shells, but this is an important one because it has handgun bullets on the other side, and it also has the UMB chemical for the gun maintenance as well that we need. But we also can actually go over here. It's a work desk. Various tools are placed on it. I can modify my Glock 17 here. Modify the Glock 17? Yes. An enhanced handgun. Now, I'm not really too sure if this really does more damage or what. Let me take a look at it, because I've always wondered that myself. Modified Glock 17. It's a modified Glock 17. That doesn't tell me anything, you fucking asshole. I mean, what the fuck? So, you get the chemical, and you get the modified handgun, but that's really it. It doesn't really tell you what else it does. I think it does more damage, I guess. I don't know. So once we get through there, we're gonna head in back the way we came. And you're gonna make your way back to the training facility's main building, through all the broken walls and such. Okay, so now we're gonna have a stressful task we're gonna have to do, basically to get to the other areas. Let me pull up the map here. So if you recall correctly, outside here, in this courtyard, over here, you will notice the elevator off to the left side of the screen. We need to cover ground from the main building here to that elevator. Now, here's the problem. We're going to have seekers out in the courtyard right here. This is essentially the very courtyard where you encountered the gulp worm for the very first time with Claire. So we need to cover the ground and hope to fucking God we don't get poisoned and make it to that elevator. We're not going to fight the seekers. We're just going to run right past them. It's the safest means. I would normally take them on, but I don't feel comfortable with it with a shotgun and a very limited number of healing items, especially in the case of the fact not having the privilege of any blue herbs. So we're going to just go right out and we're going to beeline it for the left. So let's hope for the best. Here they come. We got 2 hunters, no seekers, but the second one, the next time we come out, it will be seekers. So just avoid the hunters if you can. But the cool thing is that in here, we actually have access to a save room, so that's a good thing. So we can save our game. So obviously Claire's presence here was obviously noted, but ultimately we have the benefits of basically having those privileges available to us. So we're going to also equip our bowgun explosive ammo. So we'll go ahead and put that away. I think we'll also take out our bowgun. I mean, what the hell? Why not? We might as well have a little fun. We got the moxie to use a little bit of it. Have some fun with it. We're definitely not going to use it for hunters because there's going to be a hunter up and around the corner. Matter of fact, let's save our game to be safe. I want to be thorough. Leave nothing to chance. Don't take things for granted. And bear in mind, you also want to have at least a few spaces for inventory, specifically for the item in question. For the proofs. You want to have at least 3 spaces for the proofs. So have your proofs ready. As soon as you enter this area, you'll have Hunter rush you from the right, I believe. Three shots with a shotgun is enough to put the hunters down. Before we can even go across to get the proofs, though, we have to get the oil pressure adjusted to basically lower the bridge. Essentially, the oil pressure is fallen faulty, so we have to basically make our means of getting that pretty much sorted. So, if you can't see, just go ahead and equip your lighter. You can see easy enough. You can hear the sparks of the console basically shorting and jolting, so we need to get those items in question. So we need to, the automatic control device is out of order. It must be operated manually. Read the notice. Manual operation. Supply oil to the 10-liter tank using 3 cylinders. The standard oil amount must be maintained. If the oil isn't at the standard amount of 7 liters, the device will not activate. Be careful. So let's go ahead and get this oil measured and managed. So we need to get it to 7 liters, or at the very least 10. So we need to get it to 10 liters. Obviously, one of those is broken, so this is where your math is going to come into play here. So I think it's going to be 5. So we can't really get it. We got to get it at 7. So what we're going to need to do is essentially use 3, 3, then 5. This will bring it to 10, or at least enough to 10. And we had joy. So there you go. So essentially you want to basically like kind of like get it working with 3, 3, which will bring it to 6. And then essentially that will in turn bring it to the sense we have to build it up again, which is already at 6. 5 will be a basic minimum. Chris fires bows a lot faster. And now take care of all of the zombies after they get up. But yeah, like I was saying, 3 and 3 make 6. Then you add the 5, which will immediately cut it off because it's at 11, so it'll already be at 10. But it'll leave just 1 available in the 5 marker, which once you empty it, you can then fill it up. And then just add the 3, and then you essentially have the 7 you need, 4 and 7. So 3, 3, and then a 5. Then empty it, then 3, and then just the whatever's left of the other. So upon after that, grab the shotgun shells from the zombies after you've dispatched them, and then head over here and lower the lever. This will enable you to get access across the bridge at the lower level, and then in turn make your way across and get the proofs that you need to get access to the underground area that Alfred was talking about. This is where we will find the halberd, or the blue metal question. If it's dark, don't worry about it, equip your lighter. Oh, I can hear something. Oh, no. Okay, let's retry that shit again, because that was the shits. That sucked. I can't believe I got killed like that. That's what I'm talking about, though. You see my point now. So, obviously, we gotta go through that bullshit again. Ah, you fucking asshole. Oh my god. That sucks. That sucks so bad. To get killed like that. That's why it's so fucking irritating because, even in caution status effect, with caution, they can kill you so fucking easy. It don't take much. It really don't take much at all to kill you with a caution effect on a fucking hunter. So let's, try that circus again. I mean, worst case scenario, if I have to, I'll just use my fucking healing item. I don't like wasting a perfectly good healing item, but, after that, I'm not really too concerned about it now. You fucking dick. No, you get out of here. I'm in a that irritated the shit out of me. Losing like that. So let's give it another go. I can't fucking believe that. I kind of knew it was gonna happen because I mean there's some hunters here, but it's just the fact it's like why the fuck? I'm not even in orange caution. I'm in yellow caution. I have no. I don't understand even how that was even a thing, but it happened. So once again, we'll come over here. In fact, let's grab the shotgun shells before we get any further ahead of our. Actually, we can't really grab them, can we? The asshole's got to get up, so we gotta wait for him to get up. So let's go ahead and get this thing solved. Obviously, we obviously know the puzzle solution. So 3, 3, 5, empty it, and then basically do the 3, and then be existing what's left of the other one. And there you go. Ah, fucking hell. You don't want to have that happen. I wasn't going to use a fucking shotgun at long range. I mean, that's why I used the bow gun, because, I mean, he's going to have to close the distance pretty significantly fast. I probably should have switched my shotgun sooner, but I thought he would jump. And, I mean, obviously he didn't, but, that's why I did what I did. How do I fucking hate hunters so bad? I mean, it's nothing like favelas, which I can't wait for you guys to see those. Favelas are like a huge. Wow. Not a fucking chance at this time. Fucking dick. See, if I hadn't run, I didn't even think that there was a hunter there, so that's why I ran, but now I know. fucker. Fucking explosive on him. Oh! I killed both of them? That's a new one. I guess it penetrates. Kills multiple zombies in a row. I like it. Okay. All the years I never knew they could do that. Oh boy, here we go. Of course, another one of these. So, this is obviously where Wesker has deployed his asshole enemies, the hunters. So, we're going to need to disable power to the lift before we can get the proofs. So, after we do that, we can get the proofs out. So, you're going to need the Army proof, the Air Force proof, and the Navy proof. And then we can make our way back to the first floor area of the training facility and use these proofs to get stuff left. Oh, gotta go back. Did you miss it? I missed it. Hang on a second, you'll see. It's amazing these things just appear, but I ran through this place a few dozen times with the player. So over here on the floor, you'll see some shotgun shells. Grab them. I missed that. So head on back through, and then grab those, and then make your way back to the courtyard area. This is where it's going to be a case of us running into Seekers. So we're going to take a blue herb with us just to be safe. So, let's go ahead and put away the bow gun, because we had our fun with that. We obviously know that was a shtick. But we are going to take the grenade launcher. Once we find it. There it is. Put away the handgun ammo. Take the handgun with you. And then we're also going to take the flame shells, the acid shells, and one mixed herb. Thinking. Okay. I think we're pretty good in that capacity, so we'll just do that. And yeah, let's go ahead and give it a go. Definitely gonna wanna just, again, don't bother fighting the Seekers. Just run past them and run right into the training facility. Because 2 Seekers, 2 Hunters is bad. 2 Seekers, that's no. I wouldn't even risk it. So as soon as the elevator door is open and you're out, just rush it. There they are, 1 and 2. Did you see that? He just leaped in front of me, and I thought he was going to catch me right then and there. And then on top of that, I got hung up, and I had the other one like really walking right next to me. So I thought he was going to get me. And it's like, damn, bro, you guys are serious. Oof. So head on through the office, cut through the back, through the broken wall, take the outside courtyard path to the ladder, take the ladder down, Drop down. And then head on through. So now we're going to head to the first floor. And immediately head for the diorama, the model of the facility. That's where we'll use the 3 proofs with these laser-guided protections against this switch. So first we'll use the Army proof. There goes the red lasers. The Navy proof, the green lasers. And then finally the Air Force proof, the blue lasers. Now we have access to the switch. Pull the switch. And the model will move back, revealing a underground ladder. Now head over here. Before we even go down there, go ahead and grab shotgun shells and the green herbs here. I believe you have 2 boxes of shotgun shells and 1 green herb. Then head on down. Oh, spiders. Jesus. Are you serious, man? I can't even see nothing. Damn you. Really? Son of a bitch. I'm not even gonna fuck around with that, man. That's just fucking stupid. I hate spiders. Ugh. And of course, it's so fucking dark in this game, I can't see the fuckers. So over here, you'll have some green herbs, and you'll have a blue herb. So go ahead and take them all. And then head into this passage here, and you'll see the blue emblem in the underground pool area, where we have the albinoid, now fully grown and as an adult, and emitting an electrical charge. Now, the problem with this encounter is that we cannot get in the water without taking damage from the electric current, which is pretty significant. So in order to get close enough to hit this bastard, we need to basically get a means of getting close enough to where we can actually get a shot on him. I'm gonna see if I can do it at distance with a pistol by tapping down on the D-pad. But the real trick is basically just using the grenade launcher and letting the arc of the grenade hit him. that will kill him. Not a terribly hard fight, but can be if you don't know how to really aim your shot and actually not get in the water. That is what makes the fight so disproportionately hard, is the fact of that particular instance. So, but heading in here, pretty straightforward in that capacity. So we got what we needed, and that's all that matters. So we got the blue emblem that we needed. Over here you'll find some handgun bullets. Take them if you need them. I'm going to take them regardless. Doesn't really matter. But that is one less asshole monster to deal with. And now we can gain access to the hangar and get the hell out of here. So just run. Fucking damn this spider. Just run away from that little bastard, because he's so annoying. Now, upon getting up here, we're gonna have to get access to the lower level. But we can't really do it from this position because the steps are raised. But even so, we're not gonna take the steps down anyway because we're taking the shotgun with us. So we can't access this door because this door is essentially closed off. So what we're going to need to do is take the elevator to the second floor. We're going to take the long way around. So we're going to take the elevator to the second floor, gain access to the the balcony over the room with the Jeep in it that Steve killed his father. And then we're going to make our way down and around with the tank. So upon entering here, go to your lift, take it down, and then you're gonna basically make your way out the double doors here, and then take the elevator down to where basically will take you to the underground area. Now, upon entering here, we're going to drop off our few things. We're going to drop off our grenade launcher, because we won't, well, we'll take the acid shells with us. We won't need the explosive shells. I'll drop off the handgun ammo. You're going to need the halberd. You're going to need the Clement Chemical A. You're going to need the Clement Chemical E. And that will give the Clement mixture, and then you combine that with the Eagle Plate, and you will get the halberd. This is essentially the device, or key, if you will, for Albert to gain access to the hangar where he got a VTOL fighter craft, which is essentially what Chris is going to use to get there, because Chris, as we all know from his backstory, is a former Air Force pilot, so he has experience with this aircraft. So let's go ahead and get ourselves right into the action. We have everything we need. We haven't even used our Mac 11s yet, or our AK, so kind of a blessing. So once you get out there, you're going to head down the corridor and use the halberd to gain access to the building, where they house their aircraft.
Hold on, Claire. I'll save you.
Cue the heroic music. Now that Chris has arrived in Antarctica, he is now on the path to following and finding Claire. Over there, we can clearly see Alfred's aircraft essentially landed here, as well as Chris. So, heading down and around is pivotal, but over here you'll find caution, emergency evacuation elevator. This will be the escape path, essentially, for Chris and Claire later on. But instead, we're going to head to the silver double doors over here on the left. And as soon as you enter here, immediately to your front, you will encounter some tentacles. So we're going to go ahead and use our acid shell to get rid of them. Just one acid shell should be enough. And then 5 shots from the pistol. Tentacles will essentially strike you if you get too close, so it doesn't really have any relevancy as being a threat. But, you know, might as well just use it and get them out of our inventory because we've got so much ammo as it is. Descend down the ladder. And the double doors is essentially where we're going to go. But before we even go there, we're going to explore the guard room that is now here, and essentially also the lower level, essentially where Claire's save room was initially. So first and foremost, the most pivotal thing we're going to find in this room is that there's going to be a curtain that has been torn. And now we have access to finding 2 things that we couldn't see before. First and foremost, note the grenade rounds available to us, as well as the ink ribbons on the floor here in the corner. We couldn't see them, obviously, previously because there was no power, but after Claire restored power, we could have came back here and found them easily. Also, over here on the shelf, I also left these behind purposely because in the event I didn't know if Chris would have enough ammo. Obviously, I left the bullets for Chris with Claire, but still, it was the premise of the fact that I wanted to be thorough in that room. So. But after that, get out of the quarters room and head down the stairs. Now, it's important that I stress this. Do not go down this hallway. If you do go down this hallway, you will be surprised by a zombie, and then other zombies that have been cocooned up will essentially drop down. Now, the dangerous thing about these zombies is not really dangerous, but the annoying thing about these zombies is that they all have been impregnated by the moths. The embryos that they've been implanted with essentially will burst from the zombies like chest bursters from an alien movie, and they will potentially cause you damage, and at the very worst, poison status. So you can avoid that by just not going down that hallway. They won't make an appearance, they won't attack you, but you really can't really go down there anyway because the entire area of the conveyor belt system has been frozen. The water that was leaking in from Claire and Steve, the water from reaching with the drill, leaked into the area. And with the cold temperatures of the Arctic, we all know it, the whole area is frozen. You can't go into the room. So in here, we got a few things. First and foremost, we're going to drop off our grenade rounds. And we'll save our game in a minute. But for right now, 1 second you want to do is go over here and you see the halberd shape. So we're going to go ahead and take the halberd and use it. Planting it here will open up two things here. Number one, a cabinet where we will find ink ribbons and a paperweight. There is a file. Alfred's diary. January 30th. There is a sealed room in the hallway located inside of the Antarctic facility. I don't know what is hidden there, but I do know how to get in. I can use the 3 jewels that each one of our 3 family members wear as proof of being a legitimate descendant of the Ashford family. The only problem is, I do not know how I can gain possession of my father's proof. February 17th. I finally succeeded in entering that sealed room. I never could have imagined that such an insane secret existed regarding the birth of both Alexia and myself. I hate my father, that fool Alexander. Now it is obvious that we were merely created in an attempt to cover my father's blunder. I can never trust him again. I must regain the glory of the Ashford family with my sister. I have nothing to be afraid of, as long as Alexia is with me. March 3rd. Alexia carried out the experiment on the human body that we've been talking about. Our useless father must be happy now, since he can finally contribute to the Ashford family. The only thing we should be careful about is that the butler, Harmon, does not become wise to our activities. April 22nd. The experiments resulted in failure. Our father was useless after all. Even worse, he turned into a dangerous monster that is completely out of control. We tied him down and locked him up in the underground prison cell. However, Alexia seems to be close to a solution. Beyond all my expectations, she now says that she wishes to conduct the experiment on her own body. On top of that, she feels that she must be kept asleep for 15 years in order to accomplish the experiment. Thanks to that idiot, I can't see my dear Alexia for as long as 15 years. Alexia is going to sleep with all of her trust relying upon me. Now I am the only one who can protect Alexia. So we now have an understanding of what she was doing in that tube. She essentially turned Alexander into Nosferatu with the virus, and judging by how that turned out, she obviously determined that she needed more time, so she put herself in a frozen tube and let the virus do its work. So it makes sense. So we'll eventually explore that option a little further. So we also get the ink ribbons here, so we're going to go ahead and take that. And we're going to save our game. And then we're going to go ahead and drop off the ink ribbons. Once you've pretty much done that, you're going to head up the stairs and out of the area. There's really nothing else for you to do down here. You can't gain access to the distribution room because it's frozen in solid ice. So we're essentially pretty much going to have to take another route. In this case, the double doors leading to the maintenance room and the mining room. But the cool thing is that because the ground has essentially frozen over as solid ice, we now have access to the other half of the area. As you can see, the entire area is completely cascade in ice. heading into here, we will find ourselves in a frozen area of this facility. Essentially, this is pretty much going to be the existential area that we couldn't access before. This, I believe, is going to be the generator room, if I remember it correctly. Which it is, and we can't really access that either, so it's pretty much evident that that is pretty much a dead end. There's nothing really to do there or get there, so... But because the area is frozen in ice, we now have access to the ground floor area over here. Much of this area has been flooded, and it froze over, with zombies in the ice as well. But the pivotal thing we're going to need is going to be the valve handle that essentially Claire used to shut off the poison. So we're going to take the valve with us, and we're going to pretty much make our way out of the area, or at least try to. Now these zombies essentially are going to be also implanted with embryos, so you're going to have to risk the chance of them probably bursting out and attacking you. But that's okay, because we're going to book it if we can help it. Oh, there we go, you fucker. Fucking asshole. Are we poisoned? Nope, we're in caution status though. So unfortunately we took a little damage, but thankfully we didn't get poisoned. So once you've pretty much done that, we're going to make our way through and back the way we came. And obviously this is the mining area, so we're going to head to the machine shop now. Explore that option. So head on through and into the area here. Right away, you'll obviously encounter some zombies, so we're just going to get them out of our way. Use the acid shell if you have to. 2 acid shells to drop that one, obviously, but... Inside the broken cabinet, you're going to find a Duralum case and also some shotgun shells. The tool machine here to essentially remodel the items here essentially has pretty much been destroyed. So unfortunately we won't be able to use it again. Nevertheless, we have what we need, so go ahead and check the Duralum case and you'll see it's secured by simple lock. Now obviously we don't have a lockpick, so later on Claire will have to open this for us and leave it in the stash because this is going to be pivotal for Chris as well. So we're going to take this with us. But once we come out of here, we're going to immediately head over here and you'll see this giant fucking spider underneath the ice that essentially is we're going to have to deal with later. Over here, we have a crane, which we cannot access really right now, but we will eventually have to. So go ahead and get your shotgun ready because we're going to have to deal with hunters yet again. Hopefully we won't die.
He's here?
You could fucking move, Chris. Just saying. So once you've dispatched the hunter, we're going to immediately head into the double doors to our left. This is essentially the other half of the facility that Claire didn't have access to, but was very much there the entire time. Now head down the elevator and you'll find that this is actually going to take us to the weapons storage room. Now, unfortunately, we cannot gain access to this half of the storage room as of yet. We need to actually have a fire extinguisher. But that's okay. That's why we still have the empty fire extinguisher still over in our storage box. So we're going to immediately come up here, and pretty much right away you'll see over here, head up here to the ladder, elevator, not ladder, ugh. And then head over here, and you'll find a few things here. Number one, obviously you're going to need a square hull. There's a notice. You can drain the water under the following conditions. To clean the tank, to exchange the water. So we need to get a square knob to attach to the end of the valve to get the water to drain it. So we already fixed the fucking thing for a hexagon, but now apparently we need to get something square to use it yet again. So we can't really do anything in this room, but this is essentially important because we're going to go to the weapon storage room, but we also have the means of getting the coolant needed for the fire extinguisher. Oh, we got another hunter bit. Alright, we're just gonna go. I'm not even gonna fuck around with that. I'll deal with that later. I'm not dealing with it now. I was hoping I could avoid it, but apparently that wasn't the case. Once you get off the elevator, head into this hallway here, and then head into this room here on the left. I believe this is going to be, there's supposed to be a save room at some point here. I'm just crossing my fingers so that we get the opportune moment. So over here, we have a generator. So it looks like this may be a save room. Okay, so here we have a generator room, so we're going to use the valve to get the power distributed to here. Power is now connected, so let's turn on the switchboard. And that will essentially restore power. Very good. So over here on the floor, we got 2 green herbs. Go ahead and take them. And that's just what we needed. Blue herb and a green herb. Go ahead and take the handgun bullets. And then take the green, and then take the ink ribbons. Oh, we don't have enough room. Okay. Alright. Let's drop off a few things here. Let's drop off the Duralin case. Take out the red herb here that we've been saving. And, go ahead and drop off the paperweight and get the grenade launcher rounds. Grab the shotgun shells off the floor here. And for the time being, I think we'll have a little fun and splurge. So let's drop off the handgun bullets. Let's drop off the shotgun shells. Let's have a little splurge moment and just go ham with the AK because we got plenty of firepower. We might as well burn some of it. Do not follow my example. I'm not the best role model for examples in this game. So, but we're in good position for a lot of material. So, I mean, I see no reason not to go a little ham here. So we're gonna save our game. Oh, wait! Before we do that, get the fire extinguisher. I think we're actually going to probably finish through the stream and finish the game, because we're actually at 1 hour and 47 minutes with the stream, and I actually think I can actually finish it spot on the money at the exact marker of time. So we're going to keep going. But once you come out of there, go ahead and head through the double door, frozen door here. And we're going to head down the elevator again. Now, obviously, we left that one area where we got detected, and there's potentially going to be a hunter there, so just be ready for a fight if you got detected like I did. Come here, boy. Come here. That's a wrap. So, once we get through that particular part, we're going to come into here. Now, over here, you're going to see a blue switch. Press it. This will raise a container of extinguisher filament. This will essentially be able to give us the refill of our extinguisher. So go ahead and use your extinguisher. And then we're going to head down the elevator. And we're going to put out that fire. So head over here and just go ahead and just use this extinguisher to put out the fire. And this is an important thing that we need to grab. So over here, if you recall correctly, once we got that conveyor belt working, we saw a sparkling thing. This is essentially the reason why it was sparkling. We have a magnum now. Beautiful. Now we can start laying waste to some of these hunters. Now, typically, you would take this into the fight against Alexia, and that's essentially what we're going to do. But there's no reason you can't get away with a couple shots on hunters. But over here, take the lighter and use it, and this will detonate the detonator that Claire planted earlier when she was here. And then we're going to head over here, open it, and inside we will find 3 boxes of handgun ammo. You don't really need to get it all. I mean, at this point, you're pretty much swimming in ammo. I mean, you should be. So, but I'm going to grab it just for the sake of grabbing it. And then also, I'm going to show you where you can get the AK. So over here is essentially this spot where you get the AK. This is where I left it by accident in my previous playthrough. So if you're Claire, grab it here. Grab it here, and then put it in your stash for Chris. It's going to be a very important weapon for you to use in the event that you face the gulp worm. But if you don't have it yet, no big deal. Just use the grenade launcher. I mean, but it's important you get that. It's going to help you out a lot in the long run, especially when you're trying to take down that boss. But needless to say, that is pretty much going to be that, and then we're going to pretty much need to find our means of getting the valve handle working so we can do that again. So let's go ahead and pursue that going forward. I'm going to equip my Magnum though, because we're going to head out here and board the elevator going down to the lower level. Be mindful of the cameras. This time I will. It's very tricky to avoid them. There we go. Much better. I overestimated the sweeping range of it. That's what got me caught the first time. The sweeping range of it was very off-putting. Now I'm equipping my Magnum because in this, coming off the elevator, you can hear the water running. That's a seeker trying to get out of the water and run towards you. So we're gonna aim our weapon, press L1, L1, L1. Oh, you fucker. You fucking dick. Am I poisoned? No. But he did get me good. He did get me good, so. What a dickhead. So head down here and around the corner, and you'll see that this is basically like a really nice big model, kind of like fairy tale land thing that they got going on here with this little cute carousel. Over here on the floor, though, by the carousel, you'll have a wing object. This is an important piece to a puzzle, so we're gonna need that. Grab that. And then, we're gonna go ahead and get out of the water. Don't go through the double... Oh, duh. Don't forget, there's another one there by the, fountain, like, point there, so be sure to grab that as well. There's 2 winged objects in this particular room, so you're gonna want to grab them both. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my... I'm not gonna use my healing item, but I really am tempted, because I really don't like running around wounded. And we see what... we see what the hell that ends up resulting in with, hunters, especially, lurking all over the place. So, after restoring power, we pretty much have zombies here in this hallway. Sorry, boys, but I can't stay and play with you. So we obviously got to drop off a few things here, so let's take the moment to just go ahead and do that. We're obviously here, but we got rid of most of the zombies, particularly this corridor. They were only hidden around the sides. So we'll go ahead and head into here. Go ahead and drop off our handgun bullets. We'll go ahead and take our shotgun shells, and we'll get our magazine with the AK. And I'm gonna heal myself. I got plenty of healing items, so I'm just gonna use them. I mean, you got pretty much the green herbs out there in the hallway I could also use, but I don't want to waste time. So head on down here, and there's probably be a green herb and a blue herb. Green herb, and I bet you that's a red herb. Is it? Nope, it's another green herb. Okay, I'll take it. Let's mix them. 2 green, blue herb mix. And then head on into this makeshift space here. And you'll see us some nostalgia coming up here pretty soon. Does this look familiar? This looks a lot like the art gallery in Resident Evil 1. I remember in the file, Alexander said he actually requested that that his hidden home would be reminiscent of the mansion after George Trevor. Well, we obviously can see that is definitely something he took very fucking literally. So, over there on the table, though, as upon you entering this room, you will find shotgun shells and handgun ammo. But we're going to need to get that map up there, so we're going to need to push the statue. So what you're going to do is push it up and a little bit over. Just to that crack in the floor, at which point the weight of the statue will collapse through the floor and bring it to a level where you can grab the map. So just push it all the way over, and then push it all the way up. And we have the map. And then in the back here, you'll see some biohazard suits, as well as a red room leading path. At which point you will have a red jewel and a blue jewel and a red jewel. So take the red jewel first. And we have magnum ammo. So we have to drop some stuff off. I forgot to drop off the damn fucking wings. I should have dropped the wings off. So let's double back a little bit and drop them off. Unfortunately, I forgot about that. And the handgun ammo. So let's drop off the wings. Let's drop off the valve. And go ahead and drop off the handgun bullets. But I will take, yeah, I think we're pretty good. So definitely want to keep, we're not going to keep the red gem. We're going to need to put that back to basically gain access to the blue gem. Because obviously when we take the gemstone out, it's reminiscent of the tiger statue puzzle from the mansion of Resident Evil 1 as well. So once we remove a gem, it'll turn it. We need to put the gem back, turn it back around the other way. So grab the magnum bullets, and then go ahead and put the gems back. Now do the same thing with the blue gem. And these will also be very pivotal to another puzzle later on, so you'll need to come back and get them. You'll have a square socket for the valve. Now we can use this. Now we can use the valve. So let's go ahead and we're gonna head on back and do that. So, entering this room, go ahead and drop off the magnum bullets, and you know, might as well just drop off the magnum too while you're at it. Get the socket for this. And matter of fact, grab the grenade launcher, because we're gonna have to deal with some hunters once we solve this other part of the puzzle. Matter of fact, you might as well use your BOW gas grenades, because we haven't. I still got 2 of those. I actually did even better saving those. So we'll head on over there and do that business. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna head back to the elevator and take it back up to where we got the fire extinguisher filament, and then go from there. Gonna head through the double doors here, and that's where we're gonna find the fire extinguisher filament. Now you're gonna head up the lift here, the upper level controls, and that is where we are going to drain the water. And then head down. And then in the bottom of the floor with this pool tank, we'll have a crane key. And then we are going to use the... Oh, wow. It doesn't stop them. I thought it would stop them. It doesn't stop them, though. And it's a seeker of all things, of course. I thought that would stop them. I mean, they're BOWs. What the fuck? It didn't work. Didn't do shit. Wow. Okay. So, upon solving this little piece of business, we're gonna have the crane key. Now, I am not probably making the smartest decision of my life, but I'm gonna try to kill the spider with the by using the crane key. The reason why we need the crane key is because we need to get something off of a key item here. So, go ahead and use the crane key, and you will lift the crane and break the ice. That essentially will bring up Nosferatu.
Who could have done this?
You see that little green gem? That would be the proof that Alfred was talking about. And there's Alexia.
Alexia?
That is how I dispose of insignificant bugs, said the spider to the fly. How do you wish to die?
And here comes the giant black widow. Oh, fucking hell. We're gonna run over here and get the earring real quick, and then we'll get back to the business of taking care of the spider. And that will take care of the spider. It's really not that difficult to kill him, but if you do rupture his sac, the mother's egg sac, all these baby spiders will be all over the place. Thankfully, you could easily get away from them. So, spider's dead, and we got the key item that we need for the next part of this puzzle business. So, now, obviously we have pretty much dealt with that business, and there's no cameras here now, so that's a good thing. So, get on the elevator and take it down to the lower level. Now, I'm not too sure of the path, but I'm going to take a wild guess that we're going to go through this double doors here. And this is basically going to save us some time. That's why I'm taking it. I know exactly where Claire is. I'm just taking the extra time to get a lot of the legwork done, so I can pretty much move forward with the next stage of my works. So, obviously this door is locked. We need the biohazard symbol key card. A card, or key, whatever. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we're going to go back out this door here, and we're going to continue on with the exploration of that, the art gallery. So, head back the way you came, and head on through. Now we're going to head into the save room here. And we're going to go ahead and drop off a few things. The most important thing we're going to drop off probably is going to be our AK for the time being. Well, no, not the AK. Correction. I'm not going to drop off the AK. We will drop off the grenade launcher, and we will drop off Alexander's piercing. And we're going to take the paperweight. Matter of fact, we'll take the green and blue herb instead. And we're going to take not the combat knife, not yet, but we will eventually. So take the AK and the shotgun with you. Now, we're going to make our way back to the art gallery room, which is going to be here. Now, if you recall, we had another passage here, a door. We're going to take that door and head through. No, get out of here. I'll beat your ass. My cat keeps wanting too much attention for her own good. So upon getting into this elevator and disembarking it, we're going to be into this giant freaking anthill with bugs up the ass everywhere. If this doesn't make your skin crawl, I don't know what does. But directly in front of us, we will have another winged object we will have to pick up, so grab that. That'll be one more for the two. So there's essentially 4 in total we need to find. These guys will bite you, but it'll do rather minor damage. But just to be safe, in the event you do take a little bit more damage, go ahead and use the green herb if you need to. Head into this room here on the left. And this will bring you into a kind of lab area. There'll be some zombies here, so just immediately open fire on them as soon as you enter the room. Here we have a painting of a woman that is essentially Victoria. We pretty much already established that. This looks like this is actually... no, Victoria. Veronica. What the hell am I thinking? Yeah, so this essentially basically looks like it's Alexia's study. Oh no, you don't. Can't really see anything, so we're gonna go ahead and get our lighter out now that we've taken care of all the threats. A computer terminal. It must have been hooked up with a supercomputer. The queen ant is dead. The anthill seems to have perished. In here you'll find some handgun bullets. And over here some handgun bullets as well, so you really do rack up handgun bullets pretty fast in this game. So kind of funny, you don't have much of anything in the beginning, but you seemingly get tons of more than you know what to do with by the end. So go ahead and take the green herbs here, mix them so that you have space. You're gonna have just enough space, and then there's gonna be a file on the desk we need to check. Another blue herb. And then here we have research report on Queen Ant. After discovering the remains of an ancient virus within the genes of a queen ant, I have been concentrating on the research of ants. The ecosystem of the ants seems truly ideal to me. There is one queen ant in each anthill, and the soldier and worker ants are the queen's slaves. They dedicate their lives to the queen. Death of the queen ant means the doom of the entire anthill. However, the soldier and worker ants can be easily replaced as long as the queen ant is alive. This is exactly the same relationship between myself and the other ignorant masses. I have succeeded in creating an ideal virus by implanting the queen ant's gene into the mother virus that Spencer found. That would be the T virus. I used my otherwise useless father as a test subject. However, as I expected, the virus caused a rapid change in his cells, triggering the complete destruction of his brain cells and body flesh. Furthermore, a special type of poison gas was generated inside his body, the blue gas we saw, that the blue herb has no effect against. Because of this, I created an antidote in case of an emergency and stored it inside of the weapon chemical warehouse on the B2 floor. This would be where we got the Magnum, so that's where we'll find that. I have decided to name this virus with unimaginable potential the T. Veronica virus. When I find out how I can utilize the power of this wonderful virus, my great research will finally be complete. Alexia Ashford. So we obviously know that she is now pretty much... We now have pretty much what she's injected herself with. That's essentially the name of the virus. Kind of a bizarre concept with the ant. I don't know, you know... Miraculously, the ant had a virus in it, so I don't know. But you know, hey, it's Resident Evil. I'm pretty sure they have a expose of exploring things like that very easily. So here, this looks familiar. Blood trail. So we obviously know this is essentially where Alfred came. Go ahead and use the green herb so we get it out of our inventory. And inside this lab, I believe this is where Alexia was awakened. If we recall, Alfred was shot, and Alfred managed to drag his limp ass all the way down this lab with his blood pouring down the wall as he did it. He pretty much knew he was checking out. Over here, on the right, we'll find a file. Virus Research Report. The work continues on the T. Veronica virus, which I extracted from the Queen Anne. The more research I conduct on it, the more I am impressed by how much potential it has. I have finally implanted the virus into my own body and discovered how to utilize its power. I will avoid making the mistake that I made on my father. I will suppress the activity of the virus at an ultra-low temperature so that my cells will change slowly. My calculations indicate that it will take 15 years before my body will gain immunity and become able to coexist with the virus. Until then, I have no choice but to trust the capsule that I will be in to that inept but loyal soldier ant who is my brother. Wow. Love you. I bet he worshipped the ground she walked on, but she treated him like he was a disposable tool. For me to obtain unlimited power, some risks need to be taken. When I awaken, I will be the queen, and the T. Veronica virus will be unleashed upon the entire world by my children. Every last creature on Earth will exist to serve me. At that time, the world will achieve the perfect ecosystem, just like the anthill, but on a much grander scale. Alexia Ashford. No wonder why Alexander was so freaked out by her. She's completely fucking lost it. She legit thinks herself a queen ant. I'm dead ass. That's crazy. So head up the stairs here, and then over. I believe this is where we use the paperweight. So something is written on it. As twins, Alexia and I are two of a coin of the side of two sides of the same coin. A design is carved under the name of Alexia. Heart, spade. AA, Queen. There's a button design. Press the button. So we're gonna need to take a look at this here. So not really sure how this puzzle works. I'm gonna have to probably guess. Heart, spade, AA, crown. Oh, two sides of the same coin, so probably the opposite side of what it is. So what's opposite of the heart? AA. So AA, spade, the crown, heart, spade. So, opposite of the same coin. Heart, AA. Spade, crown. So AA, crown, heart, spade. Shit, I keep forgetting. I gotta try again. Heart, spade, AA, crown. So instead of the heart, AA. So AA, crown, heart, spade. So reverse it. AA, crown, heart, spade? Oh, okay, I was right. Reverse it. So, reverse the symbols. If it's one symbol on this side, it's going to be the other symbol on the other side. Now we'll put this in. And... oh, bitch boy Alfred. How do you like that? Still wearing your fucking mascara too on top of it, huh? Can you imagine what she was thinking when she saw him wearing mascara? Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing to yourself? That's probably like legit what she was thinking at that moment. Like, okay, there's something seriously wrong with you, dude, and you need to stop. You play too much. Just saying. I know that's what I would be thinking. So once we have that pretty much assorted, I don't think we can go through this door here. No, we need a biohazard symbol. So we obviously can't go through that door. But I think now we're in a position where we're in a good position where we can actually go about saving Claire. So we're gonna need a few things here. We're gonna need to make a stop here, save our game. We're gonna drop off the dragonfly thing, and we're gonna drop that off, and I think we'll get the Magnum, we'll get our Magnum ammo. Get Alexander's Pierce, get Alfred's ring. And definitely gonna want to grab the knife because you're gonna need this to get Claire free. And I think we're good. So let's go ahead and go get Claire. So we're immediately going to take a right as soon as we come out of the safe room, and then basically head for the double doors that I was waiting to go through. I actually know what's inside this room, so it's going to be quite nostalgic for us fans. And that is the mansion of the Spencer estate, essentially the layout of it anyway. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a look at these gemstones here, because these are actually important. So, you can actually remove the gemstones from the pieces of jewelry. So, we're going to need the ring jewel and the earring jewel for Alexander and for Alfred. The only thing we need to get left is Alexia's jewel, which we will get very much later in the game. So, but we're going to head up here, and we're going to put these in this statue here. This is essentially where we're going to go. It's a picture of twins and their father. 3 weird holes open. They are at the boy's finger, the man's ear, and the girl's bosom. That is essentially the antithesis of that as a whole. Heading up here, you'll have a survival knife here. If you don't take the combat knife with you, you essentially can take this one here. You don't really need to, but that's in the event you leave it behind. That's the whole, the whole deal with that. But we're gonna head around. And right there, behind the stairs, will be Claire. And this is where you're gonna take your knife and use it. And Chris will cut Claire right out of that shit.
Claire.
She just told you where you were going, bro. She wouldn't have went to Europe to get your ass.
Chris! I missed you so much.
I know. But we have to get out of here.
Not yet. We have to find Steve.
Who's Steve?
He's a boy who escaped from that island with me. But then a monster attacked us and we got separated.
So that means Steve is still somewhere in this base?
I'm sure of it.
Uh-oh.
Claire? What's wrong?
I think I've been poisoned.
Just hold on. I'll be right back.
Now, if you manage to kill Nosferatu without being poisoned by him, you can essentially avoid this sequence. However, now we obviously know that she's poisoned, and we need to go get the antidote. So what you're going to do is make your way back to the area where the antidote is. If you remember correctly, it said in the file that it's actually weapon storage on level B2. So that is where we got to go. That is where we are heading. So immediately vacate the hallway, take past the turntable, board the elevator, take it up to level B1. After you board B1, you're going to head into the room with the extinguisher element, and you're going to take that elevator to level B2. That's where we will find the chemical composite that Alexia created, the serum, to cure the poison created by Alexander. So, immediately board the elevator and descend into the level B2 weapon storage. Obviously, we will have threats in our way. The serum will be here. And then immediately, you're going to board the elevator and get out of there. Now, get back to Claire as fast as possible. I am a little concerned about something. I don't want to take the chance of not having enough ammo, so we're going to make a quick little rush of a pit stop, grab another weapon, just in case I run out of Magnum ammo and it's not enough to put down my next boss fight, which will be Alexia. So, for the sake of safety, I'm going to grab another weapon just to be sure. We don't need the Magnum. We don't need the knife anymore. So we're going to take we're going to go ahead and take our handgun and our handgun ammo. And what the hell? What's like the grenade launcher too? Better to have enough weaponry than to have none. So once you get back here, you'll immediately enter the room, and the game will take over from there, essentially allowing Chris to just casually walk into the area and start. And
Claire, I'll take care of you now. Feeling better?
Thanks to you. Just like a big brother, huh? You're always looking out for your little sister.
Now, typically, this is what plays if you don't get poisoned. Is this cutscene?
It's Alexia!
Alexia? There really is an Alexia?
That fucking laugh is annoying.
It is almost time, you genetically inferior siblings.
After her! She might know where Steve is.
Let's go. Chris!
No! Just go. I'll be fine.
But Chris...
You've got to save Steve. Go!
Luckily for us, we actually had some health. So we're going to immediately grab that. We're going to get the handgun ammo. We're going to keep this. We're not going to put anything away that we don't need to. We're definitely going to need some healing items, though. So take advantage of everything you have available to your credit here. Obviously, we have the storage room here. So we got a few things we have to grab. And we're going to take a couple of healing items with us. And probably some ink ribbons, just in case we can save our game. Beyond that, though, we're not taking anything else. These are probably the exemplaries of everything we're going to really probably need at present. But we'll, yeah, I think we're pretty good there. I don't think we really need to take anything else. Go ahead and take out that Duralem case, though. We're going to need that. Be sure to unlock this for Chris, because he's going to need this. So, unlocking it, and inside you will find some Magnum rounds. Kind of wish we had that earlier, but we got what we got. So, go ahead and put them in the stash. And then we're also going to, what is this back here? I'm not sure what this is. Go ahead and push that aside, and we will find it is actually a gun rack, probably for a locked door. So, matter of fact, let's go ahead and put the shotgun on that and see what we get. I don't remember this. I'm actually curious myself now. I don't think it can be. Oh, I think it's for Chris. The door unlocks on Chris, not Claire. So we don't really need to worry about it. Okay, never mind. So that's an easy fix. So once we get here, we're gonna have another familiar setting in the form of the hallway. Obviously, we'll be attacked by a tentacle through the wall, but that's okay because we're gonna make good use of getting rid of that tentacle will be a big thing. And then in here we'll have some bow gun ammo. Matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and take advantage of the bow gun. Walk from the other side. We're gonna walk backwards, and that is why. I think we screwed up there. We need to... I pushed it the wrong direction. There's something underneath it, but if you push it in the wrong direction, you can't get to it. You have to push it the other way. So we're gonna head into here, though, and drop off the... excuse me, bow items. This is only a temporary measure of the play with Claire. We're going to return back to play as Chris after this particular sequence of events. So go ahead and push this down. And underneath we have grenade rounds. Okay, now we're talking. That's what I was looking for. So let's go ahead and drop them off for Chris. Not like it's going to matter. The guy's going to be swimming in firepower. So... So after that sequence with the two tentacles, we're going to head through this door here. This is essentially going to take us to a sort of makeshift prison cell area, particularly probably for Alexis experiments. Now, obviously, we will be out of ammo, so we'll have to make good use of our... Quite annoying. The iron gate is closed, it can't be opened. So here we have a door. We're going to head through this door here. And you will find that it essentially leads to a elongated prison cell area. An iron gate is down. It might be the one card reader to the right. So we need to get the card reader working. So we're going to head on through here. Emergency evacuation elevator. It will only work in the case of an emergency. So head up here on the steps. And in here, you will have a series of bow gun bolts, which we're going to go ahead and drop off back at the storage bin. Now, I am not a fan of this part. This is a very nerve-wracking part, and I'm almost certain I'm going to die doing it, but I'm hoping that I can actually get a save point somewhere, but it doesn't look like I've got one. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to this, because this is going to probably backfire. So, let's go ahead and drop off those crossbow bolts. You know, actually, let's do it after, because I'm pretty sure this is just going to stress me out, and I'm going to get fucking more nervous. Better to just get it over and done with. So right here, you're going to have a file. Picking that file up is going to be a pivotal point. So here we have the security file, and we got a trophy, feeling blue. The Ashford family's most important secret is kept at this lab. As a safety precaution, I have installed a self-destruct device in the control room and have placed the activation code inside the computer. Once inputted, all door locks will be released to provide easy access to escape routes. By using the elevator that indirectly connects to the hangar, one should be able to escape from the lab easily. Please remember that I have used the name of my beautiful ancestor for the activation code. Glory to the Alexander Ashford. So we obviously know the password is Veronica. So there is a handle. Turn the handle. Yes, I will. And this is the nerve-wracking part. Everybody can agree this is the shitty-ass part. So we essentially need to run underneath this goddamn thing and let this orb get smashed by this giant crevice of a weapon. So we need to basically run and then do it like that. And then do it like that. Back up. And then pick up the key card before that thing smashes us again. And that will give us the emergency key card, which we can use to activate the gate and also use it to activate the self-destruct system. So, but before we do that, we're going to run back and we're going to use the, we're going to drop off these arrows for Chris later, perhaps. I mean, you really won't need to, but, you know, again, OCD. So go ahead and drop these off. It's important you do not take anything else other than the very items I just took. Matter of fact, we're going to take one more healing item with us because this next part is very, very nerve-wracking and I am not a fan of it, but I definitely don't want to die either. So we're going to drop off our ink ribbons since we clearly ain't going to get no ink ribbons. Might as well just drop them off and be done with it. So once you have all that pretty much taken care of, you're going to head back into this door right here. And then heading it over to that console, you're going to use the key card you got to gain access to this jail cell. The door will essentially lock behind you, obviously indicating something ominous is about to happen. Running down the far end of the passage, you will find Steve at the far end, and this is where it's going to get a little nerve-wracking, so hopefully I don't die.
Steve?
Oh, Claire.
No, I can't do it. Who did this to you?
That crazy woman told me she was gonna perform the same experiment on me that she did on her own father. She's completely insane.
What's wrong?
Claire! Can't breathe! Claire! Help me! Claire!
No, wait!
Now, typically players like to run towards him to avoid him, but I'm going to turn and just run away because he is really fast and he can kill you with 2 hits, so... And you really kind of want to heal yourself in between sequences. Just a single kill a single hit will put you down here, so you gotta heal yourself like over and over again. But after you get a proportion amount, you can actually get away from them, and then you'll have a cutscene. He's clearly got concussed from that hit. Fucking tentacle.
Oh, Steve.
What a... Man, that was something else.
You're warm.
Steve, you've got to hang in there.
After a
Okay?
hit like
My
that, he's
brother's
not
gonna
hanging in
save
there.
us. We're getting out of here.
Your brother kept his promise. I'm sorry, I cannot.
What? What are you saying?
I'm glad that I met you. I love you, Claire.
Aww.
Steve? Steve? Steve?
And then with that, we got that. And then we're back to playing as Chris.
At last, I've found you, Alexia. Come with me. You're responsible for the creation of the T. Veronica virus. And now the only existing sample is in your body. I want it. Now!
You want it? You are not worthy of its power!
Hmm.
You're coming with me. Chris! Wesker.
He knows he's outmatched.
Chris, since you're one of my best men, I'll let you handle this.
So now we're going to have the fight with Alexia. Now, Alexia is going to have a numerable number of attacks where she uses her blood as a form of napalm. So whenever you hear the blood droplet sort of sound effect that we heard, look on the ground for the layout of the blood droplets. So if it's vertical, you probably got maybe less than a second before it ignites in a vertical path. Essentially, the fire will do fire damage. Horizontal and vertical means not only does it do damage to you, but it also cordons off your movement. So you want to keep moving as much as possible when you're dealing with her. Number one. Number two, it is important you do not get close to her because she will grab you with both hands and lift you up by your head. And then she will completely instant kill you by lighting you up on fire. So do not, keep your distance. If you have the Magnum, that's the best choice to use. If not, use your handgun as long as you keep moving. But, the AK works as well. So, you pretty much should be at this point where you have that measure. So, just keep your distance and keep moving. So, pretty much like there is a good example. He spits acid. He also drops blood droplets, which also leaves fire as well. So, but if you do enough damage, she essentially will go down. Until the fight is finished, though, you won't be able to leave the room. Obviously, because she ignited the doorway where Wesker got out with the fire, which you hear. But otherwise, it's a pretty straightforward fight. Over here on the floor, to the corner of the post, you will have Alexia's choker tool, which we will take. Get the gemstone off the jewel. Get the gemstone off the choker, and then head up here, and then use it on this portrait. So, and then a hidden door will open up to us. And then we're gonna go ahead and equip our AK and head inside. At that point, we'll have a cutscene of Alexia coming to and leaving the room. So she is not dead. She is far from finished with us. Upon entering this room, we will have a few things. Zombies in our way. Alright, our AK is dry, so we're going to go ahead and switch to our handgun. This is very reminiscent of the estate on the hill where Alfred was shacked up playing dress up for a short time. So we pretty much know what this pretty much entails. But we're gonna have a few rooms here. So first and foremost, let's check out this double room over here on the right. Essentially a lab kind of setup. Inside, we will find a few things here. Number one, the file on the chair. Grab it. Code Veronica, and we got a trophy reading red. Code Veronica report. After many long years of research, I finally identified the inheritance element that administers the intelligence of man. I even succeeded in manipulating the absolute value of intelligence artificially by recomposing the base alignment of the element. I then sampled the gene of our great ancestor and manipulated its element, then implanted it into the unfertilized egg of a surrogate mother. What I didn't expect was that twins, a boy and a girl, were born. The boy had higher intelligence than normal, but not high enough for him to be considered a genius. However, the girl had unmatched intelligence that easily allowed her to be classified as a genius. She was exactly what I had been looking for, the revival of our great ancestor. I already determined their names. The girl's name Alexia and the boy's name Alfred. I'm certain that Alexia will elevate the family of the Ashford family to extreme glory. Alexander Ashford. So this asshole foolishly played God, trying to make or clone an ancestor and hopefully have them take over the pressures of being head of the Ashford family. What he didn't expect was they would turn out to be psychopaths. So this is probably the file that they were referring to, Alfred was referring to in his diary about finding the room and then learning the truth about their heritage. I guess if I found out that I was, a bastard, science project for some asshole, yeah, I guess I'd be pretty upset too. Wow, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and grab these 2 green herbs here. And then we're gonna go over here and head down the lift. Excuse me, sorry about that. But over here, we're gonna have this small capsule over here and a console. Use the console to lift the capsule, and we'll have the 4th dragonfly wing object. And then over here, we're going to have handgun bullets between these 2 chemical vats containers. And then head into the lift. And then we're going to head up here and into, and then unlock door. And this will take us into the very area where Claire initially was. So, first thing we're going to do is get rid of our AK, because that is dry, that no longer serves a purpose. Drop off the dragonfly wing. Drop off the green and blue herb. And I think probably we'll get our shotgun. A shotgun with our shotgun shells. Actually, we got grenade shells in here as well, so we'll grab that. We will grab our bow gun. Actually, yeah, we'll get the bow gun, because we got plenty of bow gun ammo. And we'll just put away the handgun and the handgun ammo for now, because we don't really need it. And go ahead and grab the Magnum ammo. Alright, we're good. Let's go ahead and put let's put this gun back on the rack. Need to get the shotgun out for that to work. And that will lift the painting. Okay. And we got flame shells and explosive shells. Okay. We'll put the flame shells away, and we'll take the shotgun with us. I hope everyone had a great Mother's Day, by the way. I kind of wish I got to take my mother out, but, you know, budgets and healing from surgery, but he was happy nonetheless. Oh, wait a minute. What's that down there? Ah, shotgun shells. I missed those. go back down the lift and grab them. You can see them visibly just off to the side there. So once we go ahead and enter the double doors, go back out into this hallway here and then head into this small little room here. In here you will find an ink ribbon and a typewriter, which we will definitely be saving our game now. We got plenty done. Definitely don't want to risk that. And then over here, we have more shotgun shells. And a first aid spray as well. Inside the table here, we have a key. A biohazard key, which I already know where this is gonna go. And then the portrait of the beautiful woman, Veronica Ashford. Another painting of Veronica. Taking a moment to look around, make sure there's nothing I'm missing. Doesn't look like it. So now we can pretty much go about exploring back downstairs with the biohazard keycard. So head back out into the main hall where Alexia was, operatively speaking, and head down the stairs. Using the biohazard keycard, open the door to the sterile room, and then discard the keycard. I mean, not keycard, the key. Why do I keep saying keycard? Now we're going to make our way back to the power room that we essentially had earlier to basically store out some materials we have. Wesker has pretty much gone into hiding again, so we won't see him for quite a minute. But we need to get those gemstones that we saw earlier with the tiger statue. So for us to do that, we're going to need to switch off the power. So drop off the first aid spray and go ahead and grab the shotgun shells. We got abundance of them, so Jesus, you got more ammo than God. I may actually have to play this again just for fun, because I'm actually kind of enjoying it. It's actually quite refreshing to have the pressures of a game. Oh, before you leave, be sure to switch off the power, because we need those gemstones from the tiger statue. We can't get them both without turning off the power, so immediately head over here and deactivate the power circuit. Now, obviously, we can't gain access to the sterile room because the automatic door is electronic, so we need to take the long way around. Hence why we needed the biohazard keycard, so that we could actually open the sterile room through the double doors. That'll give us access to the room. So, immediately head right, and then around. You need to go ahead and equip your lighter so you can tell what the hell you're doing. Once you've gotten to this point, you're going to grab the red left gem, and then the left gem, and then the right gem as well. If you so want to, you can go back and turn on the power if you want. I mean, you got the time, might as well. That's entirely your prerogative, though. It's your choice, so. But we have the gems we need now. Now we're going to go upstairs back to that hidden makeshift bedroom that was created per Alexander. Son of a bitch. Try to get an easy bite on me? No, I don't think so, bub. Right against the wall. Love it. So it's obviously this door is going to be locked from the other side, so that's okay. So we're going to go into the other room. The other side. Also, you have the green herbs here, so you can grab those as well. And this is going to be, you know, right from the jump. I mean, very much a step-for-step verbatim mirroring of the twins' bedroom. Essentially, this is going to be Alfred's bedroom. So we're obviously going to have the blue gem. So that is where we're going to put the blue gem, is right there. Inside, we're not going to have a music play, but we will be able to go through this hidden passage door here, taking us into Alexia's room. And that is where we will use the other gem, and in turn, take the music box plate, also unlocking the door for a quick access point if we need it. So, stop the music. Obviously, it'll close. We want the pink gemstone. That will get the the music box open. Then we're going to get the music plate as well. Now, same thing for pitch. We're going to go into Alfred's room again, just like we did before with Claire, and put the music player to work here. And then, just like before, the little bed cover will lower with a ladder leading up to the hidden room above their bedrooms. And then immediately, oh wow, you can actually see this painting has been shredded. They clearly hated his ass. They really hated his ass. But here you will find the silver dragonfly object. Obviously, we know that this was a pivotal point for gaining access to another part in the, of another area. But that is pretty much there. Now, you have the handgun bullets here, but I'm not going to grab them. Just as we have the green herbs here, I'm not going to grab them either. So we essentially have a lot of this pretty much tapered off in the sense where we pretty much know where it's leading, but we have everything we need now. So we got the silver dragonfly, we just need the dragonfly wing, and we from there. So immediately leave Alfred's room, and then we're going to make our way back to the storage and prepare ourselves from there. I'm not sure if there's a storage room in this. I'm not sure if there's a storage room or I know there's a save room in here, but is there a storage box? And no, there is not a storage box. So, we're going to need to gather the resources we need and then save our game to accommodate. So we're going to have to do a little getting back and forth because of that shit. So unfortunate, but, you know, unavoidable in this case. So let's get ourselves situated because we got a nasty fight ahead of us and we're going to have our work cut out for us. So let's get ourselves ready for this action. The most pivotal thing we're going to need is we're going to need those dragonfly wings for the silver dragonfly object. So get them and then combine them with the object, and we will be able to use them. Now, the next thing we're going to need is the explosive arrows. The next thing we're going to need is a submachine gun. The flame shells. I think that is pretty much going to cover. Actually, I don't even think we even need the grenade launcher at this point, to be frankly honest with you. I think the bow gun will be the coup de grace that sets the tone for the rest of this for the rest of the whatever comes next. So. We're going to need the dragonfly. But we're going to need to save our game too, so we're going to have to take a chance of leaving behind at least one healing item, because we are just not going to have enough room for absolutely everything. So, but I think we're good. I think that is essentially the overall vibrance of what we're going to need, at least in the present moment. So we're going to head into the side area here. We're going to save our game. We're going to move back. We're going to drop off our ink ribbons, and then we're going to get the next piece of work done with this next serious overall challenge that we're going to have ahead of us. So that will basically be it. It is 6 a.m. and we are at the finish line of this little playthrough. I am very, very, very happy with it. I know a lot of people, there's some people, including my closest friend Cliff, who are not fans of the Resident Evil Code Veronica game, but I'm hoping that maybe when he sees this, I'm hoping that he will give it a shot. It's really not a bad game. I think it's, you know, it's an acquired taste, but I think it's one of those games that, you know, you really kind of come to appreciate as the bridge mark from the old school tank control, old generation of the Resident Evil games to the later, you know, over the shoulder, action oriented, nuanced generational styles of Resident Evil games. I think this is actually one of the last remaining old generation style games that was really around and of relevancy. So, I mean, I think it's just something that you have to respect it to really appreciate it. And I think it's just one of those things that there's no amount of, you know, appreciation that could happen. I know that there is a theorem. Somebody gave me a spoiler that apparently the name Veronica was in a file with Resident Evil 9 Requiem. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be announcing Code Veronica as a remake pretty soon. So upon entering this door, you'll have a cutscene of Claire and Chris.
No! The door won't open. Hey, is Steve with you?
Steve's cooked, bro.
Steve,
Listen, Claire. We have to get out of here immediately. Can you unlock it from the inside?
No, I can't.
There should be a self-destruct system somewhere. If you activate it, all the electronic locks might be deactivated.
So with that said, Claire will send you the file underneath the door, and then the final stretch will begin. Opening the file, you will find the key card inside that she got previously. Not really sure exactly. I think I'm trying to remember where it is exactly. Okay, we went upstairs, so we don't need to be up here yet. This is actually where the boss battle is going to take place with Alexia. So that's who's going to try to stop us. Trying to think where the hell. I'm a little bit lost as to where my door leading out of here is going to take me. Oh, come on, man, really? Alright, so obviously that's not the way. I'm trying to remember, and I'm not having an easy time remembering where the hell it is. Nah, this is kind of annoying because I can't remember. Fuck. I think it's upstairs. I'm almost certain it's upstairs. I gotta go upstairs and look again. I'm almost certain it's upstairs. There it is. I knew the fucking thing was up here. For fuck's sake. So here we have the dragonfly. This is where we're going to use it. So we're going to use that, and that'll get access to the door. And then you're going to head on through, and then that'll take you to the self-destruct system, which is essentially going to be in the next area. Ignore the zombie here, and then just basically run over here, grab the green herb on the ground, because you're going to need every healing item you can get that is present, so. And then over here is where the console will be. You're going to use that, and you're going to enter the key card. Self-destruct safety lock release system. Please enter the security code. And that is going to be a broad. This was all obsessed over. Veronica. Verification in progress. Code has been confirmed. The self-destruct safety lock release system has been released. All door locks have been released in order to help expedite the evacuation process.
This facility will detonate in 5. All doors are now unlocked.
Now, you got 5 minutes to get this thing done, so you want to move and immediately rush out the room. Upon leaving the room, Claire will join you up there.
You made it!
Of course. Come on, let's get out of here.
But that will be short-lived, as a tentacle pod will immediately breach through the metal framing, and Alexia will use it as a means of showing up, planting her like a damn seed pod, or an insect, ironically.
What are we gonna do?
Now that is the experimental weapon that Alexander designed to stop Alexia.
Okay, turn the key clockwise simultaneously on 3.
Got it.
One, 2, 3.
Warning. The safety lock will not be released until charging is complete.
Now the second that Claire tries to run away, Alexia will attempt to close the gap on her really fast and kill her. You need to shoot her immediately. If you don't, Alexia will kill Claire and you'll get a game over. A simple shot from a handgun or the SMG will do it. So just immediately get ready. Shoot her now. At that point, Alexia will mutate into a giant biomass of a giant queen ant. Now this fight can be a little tricky because she will continuously hit you with tentacles and send out little insects to bite and attack you. Not to mention hitting you with whips attacks and shooting poison and acid spells. So you want to basically just get rid of these guys as fast as possible. So as soon as the fight starts, back up slightly and then start firing like nuts with the and that's all it takes. At that point, the damage will be so great she'll be calling on the ants to climb up and protect her, at which point they will allow her to mutate into a dragonfly-like creature, as we see here. Which will enable her to take to the air. I mean, that's... And then at that point, the leaner launcher will be available for deployment. She will break away from her body and start flying around. That was stupid fast. I wonder how many shots I got left. 5. Fuck out of here, bro. I didn't even need all this shit. But that's... you know what the irony is? When I was playing this game back then, I was using the Magnum, I was using the submachine guns, and I literally had like nothing but healing items. Stupid. So immediately, you're gonna basically go over here, you're gonna grab the leaner launcher, and you're gonna need to target manually with a scope. And hope to God you can hit her, because she's flying all over the place and shooting fire at you. So you gotta run around, wait for her to shoot, and then aim up. And that's exactly what you want to do. was stupid. I loved it, but it was stupid strong. So after that sequence, Alexia is dead. Chris.
Chris!
Move.
Claire! No!
And now we'll have to save Claire from Wesker. He's just zooming it past all the zombies. So after that sequence, you're gonna have this cutscene with Chris and Wesker getting into a kind of fisticuffs fight. So
Well done, Chris. It turns out that Alexia's work wasn't much of anything. So now the only thing left.
Now it isn't now much of anything.
Let her go, Wesker. You don't want her.
Fine.
Claire!
Got some knots on my
Today's
cat.
a
I gotta
good
cut out.
day. I came for Alexia, but killing you is even better.
Sorry to disappoint you, but Alexia is gone.
That's no longer a concern to me. I have Steve to work with.
What?
Steve. In his body, there's still a living T. Alexia virus. Steve should be a good specimen. Maybe he'll come back alive, just as I did, and be able to see your sister again.
You freak!
Don't you touch him!
I'm sorry, dear heart. But my men have already taken him.
You get out of here, Claire.
But what about...
As a surviving member of STARS, I have to finish this.
Remember your promise.
I'll end this once and for all. Say hello to my comrades who you've killed.
I don't know where you get your confidence, Chris.
He can't be fucking serious. So like the guy can literally punch concrete and a pipe is gonna be the best you can muster? I'm just saying. You should have stuck to a gun, my man. Oh, hang on, Bubba. I got this little knot here I gotta get out of you.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately.
You're a sweetheart. So, we're back to this one-sided fight that's going on now. Just a,
Sure, I'm not human
just a
anymore.
little punch.
But just look at the power I've gained.
Uppercut. Tiger uppercut.
Magnificent, don't you think?
What is your deal? Why are you being such a nosy little beastie, huh? Hmm? Where is... Oh, there they are. He just smiles. I think he was smiling. But he's definitely not steady on his feet. That clearly concussed him.
Nice try.
Wesker.
Today's your lucky day. Next time we meet, don't count on another.
Next time.
Until we meet again.
I always thought that the laugh was a little eccentric in my youth. As it literally was like the most villainous laugh you could come up with. But I mean, the voice actor was phenomenal. It still is.
Hey, you know that I always keep my promises.
Chris, promise me. Please promise that you won't leave me alone again.
I'm sorry, Claire.
She's got the
but
most.
It's not over yet.
The features of her in this game, she's got the most beautiful features. Like,
yeah.
With the eyes, I mean, you can clearly see the brightness of her blue eyes in the shadow. I mean, it just makes it that much more rudimentarily awesome. I love that. I think it's awesome. And then you got this huge nuclear explosion in the Antarctic. That is going to basically be the entirety of that game's events. Wow. Definitely a fun game. I mean, I would like to see a remake just because I think it has the aesthetic of being very, you know... I think the thing that I liked about it the most, personally, is it's got a very gothic kind of... you know, the castles, the aristocratic kind of nobility with the blue-blooded snots of Icey and Alfred. It definitely has the resonance of being archaic and very kind of old. And I like that aesthetic. The replacement of crows with bats, the Castellan layout, specifically with the estate, the palace, and then so on. It kind of just has that measure of interest. I think the thing is that would bug me is if they remade it, I would be concerned that they would cut corners, like we saw with Resident Evil 3. And I really don't want that to happen. You know, I want a full-fledged experience. You know, I want to fight the gulp worm. I don't want to have it cut from the game. I want to explore the prison. I want to explore the palace, the estate. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some casualties along the way, but I definitely don't want to see the game cut corners in such a way that it compromises its aesthetic. And for me, that's just everything. Because that's really what drew me to the Code Veronica in the first place. Was it's very dark, it's very all the Resident Evil games are dark, but there's a specific kind of darkness to this that gives it kind of, a very kind of gothic architecture and such, like I said. So, we'll see what happens. I would love to see this thing get a remake. I think it's going to get a remake because, like I said before, somebody leaked that they saw the name Veronica, inscribed in a file structure, and that was in Resident Evil 9 Requiem. So it pretty much hints at the possibility, but you have to take it with a pinch of salt and a little, margin of criticism because they've said they were remaking 1. They said they were remaking 0. They said they're remaking 5. I don't particularly think 1 and 0 or 5 for that matter need a remake. But at the same time, who knows? 0, I know some people don't like it because it's a bit of a departure from the aesthetic formula, with the item boxes, the dual command controls of both Rebecca and Billy, and the just overall improvements to the mechanics. I would like to see, if they do it, I would like to see that they somehow at least preserve what made those other ones special. Don't cut fucking corners. And don't, take a chunk of the single player experience. I'm sorry, I don't know what people are saying about it in these day and age, but Resident Evil doesn't need a multiplayer. It needs a co-op. But that's as far as I'm willing to take it. Myself, personally, I've never been a competitive player in my life. Unless we're talking Resident Evil Outbreak. Now, unfortunately, that is one game series I am not going to be able to play because it has not been released for PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. And Resident Evil Outbreak is probably one of the rare and small examples of multiplayer and co-op play that I would consider on the table for a game. But as far as competitive multiplayer that we saw in Resident Evil 3, absolutely not. Don't bring us multiplayer, give us DLC, and preserve the entirety of the game's whole for single-player experience. Just my opinion. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Do you think it should be a multiplayer game, or do you think it should have only a single-player component with DLC attached? I'd like to know what your thoughts are. So, with the game completed, let's see what our result is. We got a D, because we saved 18 times, we used a retry, and we did it in over 7 hours. So we had a bit of a lengthy time. If we wanted to rush it, we could play it faster than that. I'm not particularly keen on grades, specifically for games like this, but, I play it within reason. So, I'll probably run it again on my own time, but the cool thing is we got the battle game because we got the Ruger from the base, so that is a cool thing. And hopefully if we can beat it a little faster, I can get the linear launcher or the rocket launcher with infinite ammo. So, but that's pretty much going to be it, guys. I am very, very happy we got through that. That was awesome. I had a great time with it. And I can honestly say that the next time we play, I'm looking up the next game in the canonical order of games to play. I'm really looking forward to it because I'm going to play both versions. I'm going to play the classic Resident Evil 4 released all the way back. Let me see. In 2000, wait a minute here, hold on a second. In 2004 was the original Resident Evil 4 release on PlayStation 4. Actually, no, it was Nintendo GameCube. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and look that up real quick, and then I'll give you a better understanding. Oh, 2005. It was first released its initial release date was in October 25th of 2005, and it was on, I think the first release was on the Nintendo GameCube. It was originally on Nintendo GameCube, but then later it was released on the PlayStation 2, Windows, Wii, and iOS. Now I have it on all platforms. I've actually played it on every single one of them: PlayStation 2, 3, 4, PlayStation 2, 3, 4, and GameCube, and the Wii. So, ironically, it was absolutely phenomenal to actually enjoy that. So, I'm going to play the original 2005 release of the Resident Evil 4 Classic. Then, just because I want to, I'm going to play the Resident Evil 4 Remake, released back around, oh God, I can't remember when that was released. Jesus. I mean, yeah, you know your memory's going if you don't remember the most basic release. Wow. Oh, you notice? I didn't notice that, but you know, that's actually one thing I didn't see was basically certain zombies get night vision goggles in the game. So essentially, you easily get that in some cases. So certain zombies will have bombs attached to them, like you know, Wesker's work, and then some of them will have night vision goggles as well. I don't really know the purpose of the night vision goggles. That kind of confuses the hell out of me. I'm not sure why they did that, but it doesn't really make sense to me. What's the tactical advantage for the zombies to have night vision goggles? I have no idea. So, but anyway, that's what I got for you guys. That's what we're going to be hitting up next time. So the next time you tune in, comment, like, and subscribe. Turn the notification bell on to keep up to date, and I will tune in next time so we can continue this entirety of the playthrough of the entire Resident Evil franchise, or at least as much of it as we can get our hands on. So I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait for it. Resident Evil 4 is another one of my favorite titles, both classic and remake. Do I have a preference? Not really. I kind of like 4 remake a little bit better because it preserves the identity of what the classic 4 was. It does cut a few corners with content, but that's precisely why I'm going to be playing the 4 classic and the 4 remake. So tune in next time, and you will definitely get a piece of that action. Essentially, it's going to take place 6 years after the destruction of Raccoon City, where we will play as Leon S. Kennedy, now a government agent in the rural parts of Spain, seeking out the president's daughter, who apparently has been abducted by some unknown faction. It's going to have a new element of terrors and a new form of gameplay that we have never laid eyes on before. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys will too. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you guys absolutely found this helpful and absolutely entertaining in every sense of the word. Sorry for a few hiccups there, but thankfully we got there and we got through it all right. So thank you very much, and I will check you out next time. I am Savage Squishy 86, and we will continue this next time with a continuing live playing through of Resident Evil 4. And I will see you guys next time.